Hello dear students, hope you all are doing well. So today we begin with the very first chapter of economics, that is development. Now in the English language, the meaning of the word development refers to progress and it refers even to growth. Now in this chapter we are going to understand the meaning of development in terms of economics. Now we as people have various aspirational goals regarding our future. That means we have various desires which we would like to see that it's been fulfilled in future. Similarly, when we are the citizens of a nation, we have certain views about how our country should be. So the basic objective of doing this chapter is that we are going to understand the various perspectives of development. We are also going to understand the various indicators of development, and we are also going to understand income as one of the most important criteria of development. So let's begin. So we begin with the very first topic of this chapter that talks about the principles of development. According to it, there are three principles. The first principle says that different people have different developmental goals. I repeat, different people have different developmental goals. Now let us understand this principle by taking the example of the two categories of people. The one who is a landless laborer and lives in a remote area of a village, and the other is a prosperous farmer who lives in a state of Punjab. Now if we talk about the various desires of this landless laborer, now his developmental goal will be what? He would like to have first and foremost a land of his own. Then he would like to have better hours of work which gives him better wages. He would also like to see that he is equally treated in the same society that he lives, and his children are also enjoying the good facilities which the children of the same village are enjoying. Now in contrast to this rural, landless, agricultural labor, if we talk about the various desires of a prosperous farmer who lives in the state of Punjab, now his desire would be that he should have a continuous flow of income coming to him by getting better prices for the crops that he has grown. At the same time, he would like to have cheap laborers who are ready to work for him at lesser wages, and at the same time he would also like to see his children settled in abroad places in the distant future. So we have seen that these two categories of people have various developmental goals, or they have various desires that would indicate their development in the future. Now let's move to the second principle of development, which states that what may be development for one may not be development for the other. I repeat, what may be development for one may not be development for the other. It may be destructive. Now let's understand this principle with the help of an example, where a person or where the government has planned to construct a dam. With the construction of the dam, the category of people who are going to be highly benefited are the rich industrialists, where they will get a continuous supply of electricity needed to run their industries, and at the same time we will find that this electricity is provided to them at a lesser price. Then which category of people would not be benefited? So the category of people who would be distracted are the people who have lived at the banks of these dams, as with the construction of the dams the land is going to be submerged under water, resulting in the displacement of this tribal people. Hope this principle is understood. Now let's move to the third and the last principle of development, which talks about that for development people look at a mix of goals. I repeat, the third principle of development, which states that for development people look at a mix of goals. Now let us understand it with a person who is going to give his consent to join a job. Now whenever we get an offer for a job, Apart from the income that is to be considered by us, there are other aspects that we keep in mind before giving a consent for a job. It's not only the income that matters. A person is also going to see or is also going to understand that he is going to have a better job security in the new institution that he is going to join, the working conditions, and that as a worker he is going to enjoy the other facilities that he is entitled to. So, for development, it is not only the income that is considered by a person, it's also the job security, it is also the working conditions of the institutions, and it is also the various facilities that he is going to enjoy as a part of that institutions. So, the three principles are explained, and I would like to revise again. The first principle says that different people have different developmental goals. The second principle states that what may be development for one may not be development for the other. And the third principle says that for development, people look at a mix of both. And thank you.